This week, I'm breaking down the 5 steps to building the ultimate lead generating machine, a machine that spits out leads and deals on autopilot years into the future. As long as you put the right pieces in the right place, which we're going to break down today, you can have a machine that just continues to bring you business over and over and over and over on autopilot. And I'm going to show you exactly how to build that machine right now. Plus, stay through to the end because I'm going to give you the easy button that you didn't know existed to make this fast. What is up, guys? Welcome to episode 374 of the Massive Agent Podcast. I am your host, Dustin Brohm, here in Salt Lake City, Utah. I am breaking down today the ultimate lead gen machine. Okay, I'm gonna break down the 5 steps, the 5 different levels, I guess, the 5 steps, the 5 pieces. There we go. The 5 pieces to this lead gen machine, the ultimate lead gen machine that when done right, when you put in the work and you put in the effort and you know exactly where to put things, which that's what I'm going to break down today is what to do and where to put it. It will continue to bring new business to you every single month. You should plan on 10 deals a month, every month on autopilot once you build this, right? It's going to take some effort. It's going to take some time to build this, but I'm going to cut that down. I'm going to take all the guesswork out of that by breaking this down. You're going to take notes today. Today is one of those episodes where you're going to take notes, or you just go back and rewind and listen to it a whole bunch of times to get this shit right. Then at the end, I'm going to give you the easy button to make this happen fast. So this ultimate lead gen machine, it's already going to be fast because you're focused, but I have a secret weapon up my sleeve. Something that I'm extremely excited about, a special project I've been working on, an idea that I had that I think you're going to be very pleased with, to basically to make this machine happen so much faster than you think possible, by literally giving you the shortcuts, the cheat code, all of it. So stay through and I'll explain more about what that means. Spoiler alert, I'm calling it the Platinum Pass. I'll expand more on that later. So let's jump into it, right? This lead gen machine. First off, no matter where you're at in your real estate career, whether you're brand new and you're just trying to get the business off the ground, maybe you've been in for a little while, but business, clients to work with are few and far between. Sometimes you have a bunch, sometimes you don't, and you have this, this boom and bust, feast and famine cycle, which is all too common in real estate. Unfortunately, I've been through it myself numerous times. It's freaking painful and frustrating. So if you're in that phase, whether you're new or, regardless how long you've been in, where getting more business on a consistent basis is the goal, this will help you dramatically, right? This will help you dramatically. And I'm going to show you exactly where to focus. I'll give you some specific ideas and tactics on exactly what to do. If you're at that place where you've gotten busy, you have consistent business, but you keep hitting your head against that ceiling where you're burned out, you don't really have systems in place, you're working too much, and you just seem to keep doing the same amount but never increasing because you've hit that ceiling, this is for you as well. This will help you break through that ceiling. And then if you're already running a team, if you're already, you have a decent business going, you have other people closing deals on your behalf, this is going to show you how to scale the shit out of it, put it on steroids, and build the kind of leverage that you may not have even known possible in real estate. So in other words, long story short, no matter where you're at in your real estate career, you're going to get a lot out of this and you'll benefit dramatically from this platinum pass. Wow, I'm struggling. This platinum pass. Let me get that shit out of the way now so that I don't do it later when I say it a bunch. When I unveil this platinum pass, it's for you. So let's jump into step 1. All right. So part number 1, the first part to this machine that you're building, it's attraction. Okay. Bringing new people in the door. Any business of any kind, whether it's a restaurant, you're a barber shop, you're, whatever, right? A real estate agent, a dentist, you have to bring new people in the door. You have to have people to service. You need customers and clients, or else there's no money. You don't have a business without customers. So how do you, as a real estate agent, attract customers into your business? Getting new leads is the way, right? So when we say leads, I don't just mean buying leads from Zillow. I don't just mean running Facebook or Google ads to get leads, but getting people to raise their hand and say, hey, yes, I'm interested in what you're offering. I'd like to have a conversation. I want to know more about that thing. Tell me more. Like those are leads. The leads are the lifeblood of a real estate business. The more leads you can bring in on a consistent basis, the more people you have to work with, the more closings you'll have, the more revenue you'll create, the bigger your business can go, the faster it can scale, and the faster you can get to that ultimate lifestyle that you're looking for one day, being the CEO of your business and having it just humming along. I don't know what I was going to say next. I was going to say swimmingly or something. That sounds, I don't say swimmingly. So let's not do the swimmingly thing. Let's pretend I didn't say swimmingly. So number one is attraction. All right, let me pull up my notes here. This is very important. All right, so in the attraction phase, I'm going to get into the nitty gritty. In this attraction part of your machine, this could be social media content. So short form vertical videos, reels, all of that. It could be your stories, long form posts, YouTube content, any content that showcases your expertise. It teaches people something, it entertains, it educates, they find it inspirational. All of that builds towards your personal brand, right? You can highlight your properties in this, of course. So that's part of creating value and educating and entertaining is you can plug your properties that you're highlighting, display them in a certain way that's appealing. And that's, people find that valuable, especially if they're in the market looking for it. If not, some people just like to look at nice houses on the internet. Totally fine. So social media content it's not the only way to build a great business. It's not the only way to get leads coming in. It's not the only way to get new customers, but social media content should be, I believe, the first part of your the first part of the first part. The first thing into the first part of your machine in the attraction set. I got to think of a better word than part, but the attraction part of the machine, social media content. Number two, SEO and website. Now, let me just say this up front. These are ideas. Think of this as like a menu, and you get to choose what resonates with you and what's most attainable and doable for you. You get to choose from the menu, okay? This will not be the Cheesecake Factory menu. I freaking hate the Cheesecake Factory. It's like, just give me like 5 or 10 options. Obviously it's not healthy, but In-N-Out, it's like, do you want a single or a double? And would you like fries with that? Like, it's very simple. I like that. So I'm going to get as close to that In-N-Out menu as possible, but this is much healthier for your business. SEO and website, a well-optimized website and or landing pages that generate organic traffic. This is a much bigger commitment than doing great social media content. You need a website. You've got to pay for that. It needs to be done well. There needs to be blogging, SEO. Like it's a big lift. It's a big commitment. But when done well, if you have a highly trafficked website that people go to, first off, it opens all sorts of different monetization options. This is something we talk about in my business accelerator, is how to squeeze more money out of each transaction and how to make money outside of transactions as an agent. If you have a well-trafficked website, you can sell ad space. You can have referral, like affiliate agreements where every time somebody clicks it and hires a moving company, they give you a certain kickback for it, right? As long as it's all disclosed, it's all good. So SEO and website is one way to get new people in the door. It's just a bigger commitment, extremely powerful. It takes a bit of time to get going, but SEO and website is a great way. Another potential addition to your attraction machine is lead magnets and freebies. Now, these are a tool that you should absolutely be using on social media to get people to raise their hands. So guides, market reports, home buying or home selling checklists, like down payment assistance guides. There's something that we have in my business accelerator where we give you a down payment assistance. It's like a guide of all 50 states with all the different down payment assistance programs that you can put your own logo on and use as your own as a lead magnet. And the point is you're like, hey, I just helped somebody do this. They had this credit score, and you tell the story, right? They had this credit score. They only had this much for down payment. They thought they needed 20%, but we were able to get this program. We actually found a local down payment assistance program that gave them $20,000 towards the purchase of the home. And there's actually a lot of these around the country. If you'd like to have the extensive list, of these down payment assistant programs in your area, I'd be happy to send it to you. Just reply the word guide, or just shoot me a message, or just text this, right? And you tell them what to do to get that guide. That's a lead magnet. You've all seen this on social, where you're offering a list of homes, you're offering a list of open houses this weekend, you're offering like a first-time home buyer guide, or a first-time seller guide, or a free home valuation, whatever. And you offer that lead magnet, right? You give it to them in exchange for their email address, their contact info. Lead magnets and freebies absolutely should be part of your attraction machine, because it's what takes people off the sidelines, and it gets them into the game, right? Because they raise their hand and they're like, hey, I want that thing. So obviously they're showing interest, and lead magnets should be a part of that. Next is paid ads, Facebook ads, Google ads, YouTube ads. It all works. It all works. One of the best Facebook ads I've ever run that still works today, I'll just give it to you right now. Okay, I'll just give you away the goods right now, at least some of it. Is running an ad saying, here's a list of homes under 500K on Salt Lake's east side. Now, those numbers today are a little bit different. It might be like, under 600, under 700, but it works. If you can nail this ratio that I'm about to describe, this Facebook ad crushes it. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a Facebook ad. It could be a YouTube ad. It could be an email that you put out there. It could be a lead magnet. It could be a story on Instagram. But here's what you're offering. You're saying, here's a very desirable part of town. So for me, it was Salt Lake's east side. The east side of Salt Lake City is more desirable. And homes are higher priced. So I said, here's this desirable part of town, and here's the cheapest homes in those areas. So you look at, okay, here's the desirable part of town. Let me find the cheapest homes. Oh, looks like there's 10 of them in the 400s, for example. Then you're like, cool. Well, here's a list of homes in the 400s or below 500. You can word it either way, on Salt Lake's east side. So for you, maybe you find a list of homes in a certain subdivision, a certain neighborhood, where homes are usually 800,000, but there's actually some for 565, 575, right? And you grab those and you say, here's this super desirable area, and here's homes that are much less expensive than you'd think they'd be in that area. If you can nail that ratio, like if you can get that balance right in the ad, it crushes. So think of a desirable area, go find the least expensive homes. Hopefully there's more than one or two. Grab that list of homes from your website and say, hey, list of this desirable area. Here's homes much less expensive than you think. Click here to get the list. And they opt in, bing, bang, boom. You can get a ton of leads. I've seen agents get 30, 40, 50 leads a day by running this. And sometimes those leads are just, $1, $2, $3 a piece. Sometimes less, sometimes more, but there's a little Facebook ad for you. So in the attraction part of your machine, social media content, SEO and website, lead magnets and freebies, paid ads. These are how you get new people in the door. Then once you have people to talk to, you have clients, then it becomes nurturing. So part 2, the second phase of this machine, is going to be the nurture phase, the nurture part of the machine. I've got to think of a better word than part. Segment? I don't know. You get my point. So we have the attraction part of the machine. Now we're doing the nurture part. This is staying on top of mind until they are ready. Now remember, you may have all these leads, but you're waiting until it's their time, right? You can't force people to all of a sudden be like, oh yeah, let's buy something today. Or even though I wasn't planning on listing my house for a year and a half, and I'm just asking some preliminary questions so I can be prepared, sure, I guess we'll list it this weekend. Insane if that's what you're expecting. So don't do that. So part of your machine is nurturing and taking care of, staying top of mind with those leads, staying on top of mind until they're ready. So to do that, email marketing, so weekly or biweekly emails with value-driven content like market updates, success stories, tips, even stats, what's going on in the local area. Here's a problem that you may not know exists and how to solve it, that kind of thing. You can put your content, right? Your social media content, your YouTube videos, whatever, into your emails that you send out to nurture your leads in your database. Another part of your nurture machine is text and messenger follow-ups. So personalized messages to re-engage potential clients. You could have these set up on drip campaigns. There could be automation tools if you're using Follow Up Boss or Lofty or something. You could have text drip campaigns going, messenger follow-ups. You could manually go in and say, hey, these are the people that I need to reach out to stay in touch with. And you manually shoot them a little video. Hey, what's up? Just wanted to say we sold this house down the street from yours. It sold for this much. By the way, I think yours would sell for more because it has this and this house didn't, blah, blah, blah. Just wanted to let you know, just wanted to give you the information. Have a good day. That's a great way to stay in touch with or follow up with a seller lead that's just not ready to sell yet, rather than, hey, just checking in, seeing if you're ready to sell yet, which just irritates people. You're bringing zero value whatsoever if you're doing that. So stop that. Yeah, but that's how you bring value. You're like, hey, this house sold down the street. Here's how much it sold for. Here was the scenario. Here's how it was different than yours. So now that's giving them some valuable information that helps them understand what's happening with the value of their home and the market in that particular neighborhood. And then retargeting ads. So paid ads were part of the attraction phase. Retargeting ads are part of the nurture phase. Retargeting ads is when on Facebook, Google, YouTube, you retarget those who have already seen your stuff, right? And we have a whole section of this that I've taught in the Facebook ads library about retargeting ads. But the way it works is, for example, if somebody clicks on one of your ads and they opt in to get that list of homes in this desirable area that are super cheap, right? They opt in the first time, then the retargeting ads retarget them moving forward. So as soon as they opt in and get that list, then you have ad number 2, ad number 3, ad number 4 that are just scheduled to drip on them through their news feed over time. And that could be done fairly inexpensively. It just takes something called, why am I drawing a blank? Custom audiences. Sorry, it's called custom audiences, at least on the Meta platform and like Facebook and Instagram. And by putting certain people into these buckets based on actions they've taken or interests they have, you can set up a drip campaign of paid ads. So retargeting ads are nurturing because it's dripping on them again and again and again. And then what you put in those ads matters, of course. But retargeting ads are a great way to nurture the lead you got that maybe not be ready to transact for 2 years or 90 days or whatever it is. The third phase, the third part to your attraction machine is conversion. So we attract people, we have the nurture, and then there's conversion. How do you actually turn the leads into clients? How do you get them off the fence once you've attracted them, nurtured them? Now they need to hire you, right? So for conversion, call to action strategies, directing leads to schedule calls, attend webinars, visit an open house, watch certain piece of content. You can like cross promote your different lead magnets, that as long as it gives value and helps people, use the stuff and just like send it everywhere as long as you're giving buyer stuff to buyers and seller stuff to sellers, right? So it's not weird. They want it to be, you don't want your people to feel like you're just throwing all of your content at them when it's not relevant. So make sure that you're giving buyer stuff to buyers, seller stuff to sellers, investor stuff to investors, and so on. You get the point. Another part of conversion, client testimonials and case studies. Client testimonials and case studies. Proof over promise. You're going to have a lot of people, if you nurture them well, you have a bunch of people sitting there and they're just kind of unsure. They know someone else who's an agent. They see a bunch of other people in their social media feeds. They're like, I don't know who I should hire. Then you start putting out success stories, case studies, screenshots of reviews you got, testimonials, actually highlighting that you've done what you say you can do. You've actually actual proof of closings. And this is where, if you're posting your closings, I have no problem with it as long as you're not overdoing it in any one weird way. Like a lot of people will post a closing and that's like your one post of the week. And then you do it again next week. And all you're doing is posting closings. Put it in your stories. Like, hey, I'm on my way to a closing. I'm really excited about this one. This deal had this challenge. Here's how we overcame it. The home is beautiful. Here's, take a look at the sunset off the back porch, and then you show the photo of it or something. So then you're planting the seed that, oh, you're successful. You're seeing deals through to the end, right? You're showing proof that you can actually deliver. So testimonials and case studies and reviews help get people that you've nurtured off the fence into conversion. Otherwise, they may just be unsure that you can actually deliver. They don't fully trust you yet. You're not fully credible yet. So the testimonials and case studies are a huge part of the conversion phase of your machine. And then personalized outreach is a major part of conversion. If you personally send a greeting, if you personally send a video, personally send a text, call somebody, stop by when appropriate, right? Not in an annoying way. But when you personally like write them a handwritten note, that's how you can take somebody who's just kind of like, sure. And maybe they've like clicked on 18 different agents' stuff. But now you've shown that you're a real person. You've shown you're likable, that you actually give a shit about them, that you put the effort into it. And that's how you can get people that are maybe cold or lukewarm into the warm camp as close to conversion as possible. And some of them over time are going to say, yes, absolutely, I want to hire you. So to summarize conversion, call to action strategy, right? Directing leads to schedule calls, attend webinars that you do, visit open houses, share your content with them. Client testimonials and case studies and personalized outreach is all part of the conversion phase. The last phase of this, well, number 5 is kind of like bonus, but the fourth phase of the ultimate lead gen machine is retention and referral. Okay, turning clients after they've converted, after you've done business, turning clients into brand ambassadors, turning clients into your biggest fans, turning clients into raving fans that scream about you all over the internet. So, here's what's insane to me. There's a lot of agents that do a great job of lead gen, and you get people in, and then you sell them a house, you help them buy a house, you close, and then they never freaking hear from you again. You just disappear. And what you're not realizing is when you do it right, like one client is worth 10 clients in the future. One client on average is worth 10 clients in the future over time, right? Not necessarily the next year, but because if you knock it out of the park for John and Susie, they're going to tell their neighbors, they're going to tell their friend, their cousin, they're going to refer their coworkers to you, they're going to recommend you, they're going to tag you in one of those ravenous Facebook groups where people are like, I need a realtor, and then 14,000 people jump on like that scene in Zombies or whatever, World War Z, where they're climbing up the wall. I don't know why I thought of that particular meme, but I did. Retention and referral. So the hardest part is getting a new client. So for any business in any industry, client acquisition cost is something you should be tracking. How much does it cost you to get a new client? Well, I'll tell you what, it's much cheaper and much easier to keep a client and to get more business out of existing clients than it is to attract a brand new one. So, of course, you need to attract brand new ones, but over time, depending on the phase you're in here, if you're only a year into the business, as soon as you close somebody, of course, you want to take care of them and nurture them and get referrals out of them over time. But if you're only a year in, you're focused more on getting leads. But some of you are great and you have business, but you're not getting very many referrals. That shows me that part 4 of your machine is broken. It needs some freaking oil. So part 4 is retention and referral, turning clients into brand ambassadors through client appreciation events, hosting local meetups, giveaways, holiday events, rent out a movie theater, buy a bunch of tickets to the baseball game and invite all your clients, invite all the neighbors in the neighborhood, social proof and reviews. So encouraging your clients to leave reviews and share their experiences, ongoing valuable emails. So market insights, home maintenance tips, community news, content that's relevant to them. I want you to think of every single person that you have the opportunity to work with, right? That you have the honor to work with somebody and help them through a purchase or a sale. They should lead to 10 clients in the future, but only if you treat them like you give a shit. The problem I see is far too many agents just look at people as one transaction. And if you look at them as one transaction and the next paycheck, you're going to treat them that way subconsciously. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. It doesn't mean that you are, you know, it just means that you're thinking short term. You're thinking far too short term. So if you look at them and think it's all about the lifetime value of this person, then you know it doesn't end at closing. Closing is when it begins, because now it's taking care of them, making them feel like you give a shit, reminding them you exist, like sending them Christmas gifts every once in a while, invite them to client appreciation events, send them stuff that's helpful, stop by. Like it, I'm not a big fan of like the random pop buys that just interrupt people and they're all weird and awkward. That's not what I'm talking about. But if you've helped somebody buy a house and they're really like, and you really click with them, what am I looking at? If you really click with them and like their friends, stop by. Just stop by and be like, hey, just wanted to like, did you guys get that remodel done yet? Did you get that the new appliances in the kitchen yet? I just wanted to say, hey, you know, did you guys need anyone? Can I refer you to a landscaper or a plumber or an electrician or whatever? And you're just there to be helpful. That doesn't have to be a pop by. You can do that through a text. You can do that through a Facebook message. But look at, as soon as the deal closes, that's when it begins. That's when phase 4 of this machine kicks in, which is retention and referral. So some of you are missing that. That's your missing piece. You've been treating buyers and sellers like they're a transaction. And you're missing out on all the referrals that could come from that one day. And you're just not doing right by them. You're disappearing on them. I'll be honest, early in my career, when I was not doing well. I was starved for business. I needed that next paycheck. And so I treated people like that. I mean, not consciously, but in hindsight, a deal would close. I tried to squeeze a review out of them, and then like they just didn't hear from me again. I look back at some of this, and I'm like, that's so shitty. They just never heard from me again. And guess what? They've then sold their house with somebody else. They've then bought another house with somebody else because I disappeared. A lot of you are disappearing, and it's because you're missing phase 4 of the lead gen machine, retention and referral. The last part of this, okay, that not everyone is ready for. Some of you don't need this part yet, but at some point when you get attraction and nurture and conversion, and then the retention and referral part dialed in, phase 5 of the machine is scaling and leverage, building a business around your machine, scaling the hell out of it, where you can now bring people in, have other people selling homes and servicing clients on your behalf. And you're just there as the CEO of the business, overseeing it and kind of directing where it's going, putting the right butts in the right seats. And that's how you go from selling 40 homes a year to selling, 500, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000. It's focusing on where you're at in the process and then building the machine, putting it all together. And don't stop at just retention and referrals. Then you've got to scale and leverage the thing, because number 1 through 4, that's just you by yourself. I mean, hopefully you also have a transaction coordinator, an assistant, maybe a showing partner, but you don't really have a true business yet. You might have some leverage, but to have a real business, you need other people selling a bunch of houses on your behalf. There's lots of different ways to do that. The way that I do it, the way that I had 200 and something homes sold in my business last month, may be different than the way you would choose to do it. You might want a more traditional sales team, and those are fantastic too. So you need to have a business that scales over time. Otherwise, you just have a very high-paying job. And if you ever want to go on vacation and not have to be on your damn laptop the whole time, or texting your clients, or putting out fires, or dealing with shitty inspections or low appraisals or whatever, then you need to have a business so that those issues get handled, the clients get serviced, the homes get sold, closings get attended, inspections get scheduled and attended without you needing to be involved. So that's phase 5, scale and leverage, building a business around that. I'm going to give you some tips real quick before I give you the easy button, because what I just gave you, it's a lot. It's a lot. I'm going to show you the easy button where I have a tool for every single step that can take the amount of time and work required and whittle it down to basically nothing. I'm really excited about this. But before I do, here's some ideas on how to make your marketing machine run automatically, right? For the attraction phase, for phase number one, attracting new people, bringing in new leads. Social media, of course, is a huge part of it. For a lot of agents, they batch record content, right? It's helpful for scheduling because you're being pulled in a bunch of different directions, especially if at that phase, if that's the only part of your business that you really have that you're focused on is the attraction part. You're being pulled in so many directions. You're wearing all the hats in the transaction. You're doing everything. If you, just to make it easier on your schedule, put certain days and times on your calendar to do content. So batch record. If you need to record 5 videos in one day and then put them out every other day, totally fine. If you have time, if you have the flexibility to, and you can do them, on a whim or, whenever stuff pops into your mind, great. But batch recording content, batch creating content is a huge help to make sure that it gets done consistently. If you don't do the social media content the right way, right, following certain, a certain blueprint, if you don't do it a certain way and you don't do it consistently, it's not going to work. This lead gen machine cannot automatically bring business in and spit off new business every month unless all the parts are working together. So the attraction phase, you need to batch content just to make it get done. If that helps you get it done, if time blocking certain days, certain times to get content done, and you do a bunch of it all within that time, fantastic. Do what you need to do to plan and create content ahead of time. Use and leverage your CRM and your automation tools. Follow Up Boss, unbelievable tool. And it's what, $70 a month, $80 a month, something like that. Sometimes it's so inexpensive for what it can do for you and for the leverage it can provide to you. Follow Up Boss, Lofty. There's some other great tools out there for your CRM that are incredible. And if you just use the tools that are already there on a consistent basis, it makes so much of the nurture part of things automatic. So the nurture phase of the machine, use your CRM, use your automation tools, set up email sequences, drip campaigns, text follow-ups, task reminders. It's not super difficult. You can even hire somebody to be your database manager, right? I would actually recommend you do that before you hire buyer's agents. Like hiring a buyer's agent, if you're going to build a sales team, buyer's agent is like the 4th or 5th hire you should make. It's not like, so in our, what do I call that? In my team building phase of the module of our business accelerator, I break down the whole hiring process and show you who to hire, when to hire them, how to do it, where to find them, what to pay them, all that stuff. And the buyer's agent is like way down the list. But you can have a database manager first to do all that stuff because it's busy work for the most part. So, but it needs to happen. Those automation tools can make sure everybody's getting nurtured, and it doesn't take much time. It just takes the effort and the thought and the focus in order to set it up in the first place. So delegating and outsourcing, this will help you make your marketing machine run more automatic. Hire virtual assistants, social media managers, or at least somebody to help with like the busy work side of social, not necessarily the creating of the content, unless it's a videographer or an editor or something that can take that busy work off your plate. Leverage AI tools, ChatGPT, Grok, Gemini, Perplexity, incredible. Absolutely incredible. For delegating and outsourcing, just if you're part of the business accelerator, use our hiring plan. Just follow the hiring blueprint of who to hire, when to do it. And lastly, to make your marketing machine run more automatic, track and adjust. You have to analyze metrics, see what's working, optimize accordingly. Like I can give you an ROI calculator so you know where to spend money, which metrics to follow, which ones to track, what tools to use, which platforms. There's 1 or 2 platforms that if you subscribe to them, it tracks all this stuff for you. As long as you're just putting some basic data in, it manages all of the tracking so you can see exactly what's happening, where your attention needs to go, what's working as far as your marketing spend. So ask yourself these questions. I promise I'll get to the platinum pass here in just a second. here's some questions to ask yourself to wrap up this lead gen machine, the ultimate lead gen machine. Because I know you probably have a bunch of stuff floating around your head and you're like, how am I going to do all this? Well, ask yourself this. What is your primary lead gen channel now? You need to know that. Right? There's no wrong answers to these questions, but you need to know. So write these things down. What is your primary channel of lead generation right now? How often are you posting on social? Honestly, be honest about it. How often are you posting on social? Do you have lead magnets? Do you use lead magnets? If not, what could you offer as a lead magnet? And then what's a way that you can use one or create one that takes the least amount of time and effort? How often do you email your database? How often do you have emails going out? If it's once a week, I don't think that's enough. What's your follow-up process for warm leads? The people that are like, yep, I'm interested, but I'm just kind of waiting for the right time. Those are warm leads. What's your follow-up process like? Hopefully it's not just, hey, just checking in. You need a follow-up process for that. So wrap your mind around what your follow-up process looks like or what it needs to. And then how do you stay in touch with your past clients? Or do you at all? I actually hate the term past clients. It's not like they're no longer your clients. They should be a client for life. Treat them like a client for life, and they will reward you with referrals and great relationships. And plus, that's just the right thing to do, is to be their agent for life. So what is your plan? How do you stay in touch with past clients? Okay, I've been teasing this the whole episode. Everything I just taught you, I have a way to make it much easier, much faster. I'm just going to give you all the tools and resources to check all the boxes for everything that I just went over. So I'll break that down in just a second, exactly what those tools are, what those resources are. But I came up with an idea called the Platinum Pass. Now, this is only available to 30 agents. Once it's gone, it's gone. And the deal goes to the end of the month. Now, keep in mind, we have about 15 to 20,000 listens to this podcast every month. So, I mean, you do the math. There's 30 of these available. Just all I'm saying is don't wait till the last minute, because they might be sold out. So the Platinum Pass is this. If you're serious as an agent about growing your business and scaling beyond just selling more houses and just doing more, this is for you. Okay. I'm releasing what's called the Platinum Pass. This is your all access ticket, if you will, to every training, every course, every system, every tool, every calculator, every spreadsheet that I've ever created, every Facebook ad, everything that I've ever created, plus every course that I will create in the future. I'm talking about the 12-week Massive Agent Business Accelerator. I'm talking about the Social Bootcamp course, part 1 and 2. I did Social Bootcamp 1 and 2. The Facebook ads library that I'm telling you, you could produce 50, 60 leads a day if you just copy and paste these proven ads, like the example I gave you earlier. There's examples for getting buyer leads, for seller leads, for promoting open houses, promoting listings, just incredible stuff. I'll just give you the Facebook ads library as well. Right now, the Business Accelerator members don't even have that, so I'm about to throw that in there. Lead gen playbooks, 90 days of free weekly coaching, you name it. Everything that I do in the future as well. A discount on the upcoming Ignite Team Builder Summit event in Salt Lake. Hint, hint. You get a discount on that. This is the Platinum Pass. It's only available to 30 agents. Once it's gone, it's gone. So if you're tired of winging it, if you're tired of beating your head against the wall and not really making progress year to year, it's because you're just going at it on your own. You're not leveraging somebody else's expertise. You're not leveraging systems and tools that already exist. So hell, I'm putting it all in one place. All you have to do is reach out and grab it. And for 30 of you, it's available. Go to massiveagentsociety.com/platinum. massiveagentsociety.com/platinum. Grab your Platinum Pass. Get instant access to everything. I'm going to go through some of the bonuses that are included here in just a second, but over on that website, there's some more information if you want to just go check that out. That's totally cool. This is the shortcut. This is the easy button. All right. So going back to our lead gen machine. So section 1, part 1, attraction, bringing in new leads. The Facebook ads library. So you're going to get access to the Facebook ads library, copy and paste it, run those, get a bunch of new leads. You're going to have access to the, I didn't even mention this, my new clients from social coaching group, right? That we've now done 2 different rounds of. The clients from social coaching group, you get free access to that too. Literally every program and training material that I've ever done, I'm going to throw into this. And it's going to be a lot less expensive than you think. By the way, if you're a current member of the accelerator, if you're a current member of the clients from social coaching, all you got to do is pay the difference. I'm not going to make you pay again. Just pay the difference between what you've already paid for the program that you have and this Platinum Pass. So I'm going to make it easy for you. So the attraction, bringing in new leads. Well, we've got that nailed with the clients from social coaching and the Facebook ads library. Nurture, staying on top of mind until they're ready. Well, in the social boot camp, we show you the referral generating machine. That's one of the modules in there. We also have how to get free leads from Google. That's a training within the social boot camp. Conversion, turning leads into clients. Lead magnets, like I talked about that down payment assistance program, the lead magnet, like that's yours. So that's going to help you to attract clients and to nurture and convert those who are already in there. We have drip campaigns, retention and referral. The referral machine part of the social boot camp training, just that alone, that should be a $500 course just by itself. So if you implement that, part 4 of this machine is dialed in for you. And then scaling and leverage, right? Scaling and leverage that machine to build a business around your machine. The 12-week Massive Agent Business Accelerator, which gives you, for example, like all the different ways to monetize a transaction, how to squeeze more money out of transactions, for example, if you want to create a relationship with a roofing company and every time you give them business, they give you $500 or 5% or whatever, we have the contracts for that. We just give you the contracts. We give you this. Everything that you need to implement this machine and to make it go as fast as possible is inside the Massive Agent Platinum Pass, massiveagentsociety.com/platinum pass. This is available till the end of the month or until the 30 of them sell out. So go grab them. And there's some more information on the website. Just go check that out if you want to see actually more of what's included, because there's a bunch of calculators and spreadsheets and stuff that I didn't mention here that are also included that make everything that we talked about today automatic for you, makes it easier. You're going to make more progress in the next week or two once you grab these tools than you have potentially in the last 2 years. You should be selling 10 homes a month every month based on all the tools we give you. Thank you for listening today. Regardless, please go out there and put the pieces in place to build your own lead gen machine. It's crazy how often I see agents just doing little bits and pieces and they're wondering why there's no consistency. It all has to work together, and it's not super difficult if you just follow the roadmap. If you just follow the roadmap and do it and do one after another, and grab onto some of these tools and resources that I'm giving you, there's no reason that you shouldn't have some insane consistency. And with that consistency comes consistent clients. You should be expecting 10 deals a month. Thank you for listening. Share this with any agent that needs to hear it. Make the necessary tweaks. If you have any questions, if I can help you with this, you know where to find me. Massive Agent on Instagram. Shoot me a DM. I'm excited for you guys to jump on the Platinum Pass. This is the biggest thing I've ever offered. This is the most value I've ever offered all in one thing ever before. And I hope that you take advantage of it, because I don't know how to top it, especially for this price. I'll see you guys there. Thank you so much for listening. Take care.